Okay. So the gameplay you're watching here is one of the first games I played on Marvel Rivals. It's been a ton of fun. This one I'm using the Punisher, and I don't know because they have the little star system or whatever where you can, it tells you how difficult each one is to use. Supposedly this was one of the easier ones, which is why I was trying it out first. And I gotta say, the first few games I played, I was going off. And don't make fun of me in here because it's probably maybe it's like people watching this going, yeah, okay, maybe your stats in this game were good, but it wasn't, how you were supposed to play or something like that. But for someone who's never really played, I've never really played Overwatch or any of these style games. I thought I did pretty good on my first go around, and so I just figured I'll give while we're watching, this gameplay a kind of first impression on the first few games that I've played. The first thing is the setting, right? So I shouldn't not like the setting. I should say the theme of the game has been phenomenal. I just feel like everything about it just screams Marvel as it should. All the characters feel like they're not, it feels like the Punisher's the Punisher, Venom's Venom, Spider Man, all of those kind of things feel like they're the case. Even this right here, as you're watching, I'm on this like turret that he has. It's like, okay, so that's a reason to pick him. It's like reasons like that and having to choose one hero and another. And, I can only imagine playing this with like a big group of friends and stuff like that. I'm loving it, and I think that is to me the number one thing that they had to get right. Meaning, you could have had great gameplay, you could have had, basically great everything. If you didn't deliver on the Marvel heroes, I think it was going to be, a complete disaster. Now, to be fair, this is like the first night that we could play it, so these things may become, in the future we may look back and go, actually, they, whatever, they blew it with this game. But for now, and I think you can see watching this gameplay, if I'm able to pick it up like this and just play, and I understand there's probably people that are way better out there. That's just the case. But if I'm able to just pick this thing up and you have the ability, as you just saw, and you can keep utilizing the abilities, there's just so many great things. If I could pick it up and play, I think a lot of people will be able to pick it up and play. I do think, from what I've kind of gathered playing, it's important with who you choose. Like, and if you're going to choose a new character, make sure you learn them, because like I went to go play with Venom. That game I didn't do as great as I did in, like, say, this one. And I think part of it's because you just didn't necessarily know how to use them. So you got to take time and learn about some of this stuff. But overall, I mean, if if you find your character, I think you can have a ton of fun with this thing. And like I said, maybe it gets older. Maybe we're going to need more modes. You're going to need this. You're going to need that. I'm not entirely sure, but certainly so far as you watch this game, as you can see, it's pretty good. It's just a ton of fun. And we skipped ahead here just because I don't think anyone wanted to see us just waiting in the room. But it was at this point in the game when I was like, wow, I felt pretty good about what had just happened. I was like, hey, I think I played pretty well. Maybe, like I said, I'm sure there's going to be some people in the comments going, actually, you played terrible. This is what you're supposed to do. And that might be the case. And that's one of the things I'm, trying to figure out with this game is that, obviously, as long as you win, I feel like I'm doing the right stuff, but you just got to learn. You got to keep going, you got to keep learning, because it certainly is a game that's more about the objective and kind of, understanding, okay, so these people have this character, what characters can I also play, that help the team out, just figuring out which characters work best. And it's probably tougher to do in like a public lobby like this, whereas if you have a full team, you could definitely make that work. And that's why I'm going to try to, and we're going to be covering a lot of this in the channel, I'm going to be trying to get a decent feel for a lot of these characters. Meaning, right now, I may be playing this Punisher character a lot, but that's really just to get some early gameplays and to, have fun with the game early. But once I know I like the game and I'm playing it, then I got to learn some of these other ones too, because it's key. This is where I die. Yeah, this is pretty bad here. You just see this is when I was getting a little bit too cocky, trying to run in there like this is Call of Duty or something and get a bunch of kills when there was no reason to do that, not a single reason, to do that. I should have just stayed back on the position as I was, and you can get more kills. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling here because I loved this game. Um, so far, I've had a ton of fun of it. I haven't watched any reviews or any, first impressions from people. I've, done basically nothing. This pissed me off here when this guy just blew up my spot right away. But then I had one of these. So this is what I'm talking about. Like just this moment right here, I was the happiest guy in the world because you just kind of clear out the zone, help your team, and now we're back on the position. I was the happiest guy in the world when that happened. So I don't know. I don't know what anybody else is saying about it, but especially people who I'm gonna be excited to hear about people who actually play these type of games to see if it is something they like. The only thing I could really think of so far that maybe would be something that people would be upset about is I think there's only a few different modes. I shouldn't even say that though because I really don't know how many modes there are yet. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of what people could be upset about. Yeah, I don't really know. I've loved everything about this. This is another just terrible decision. So you see there, that's terrible. That's just a terrible, terrible, terrible decision. And yet here we are. I was doing it, and then I think that it was at that moment that I was like, all right, I'm going back to the normal way to do this. I'm going to sit on the objective and play the objective and stop trying to be a hero and get more kills than I need. Because when you play like that, you just get killed. And I like that aspect of the game too. So that is the video. Thank you all for watching. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. We'll see you next time.